Hey everybody, thanks for tuning back into Otram's YouTube channel. Today we've got a 2017 200 Series Land Cruiser that we're going to change the transmission fluid on. This will be the third or fourth time I've tried to film this video and something has always gone wrong in shooting it. So hopefully this one works. But let me move you underneath and we'll get started. Okay, so the first step, now that we're underneath, is we're going to take this plastic skid plate off from the front. And that's a bunch of 12mm headed bolts. And then we can slide that out of the way. And we have to take that off because we've got to be able to get to the 14mm bolts that hold this skid plate on. I'm going to turn this light down some. That seems better. So these four are 14mm headed bolts. And we'll set that off to the side, and that gives us access to our drain plug / check plug. And then if you look up next to the drive shaft, there's a plastic and foam cover up here held on by three 12mm headed bolts. We need to take that off because our fill plug is underneath there, and unfortunately, try as I might, I cannot get a camera view in here for you. And these are easiest to do with a ratcheting wrench because in their infinite wisdom, not only is the drive shaft kind of in your way, but there are AC lines that go right in front of the top bolts that you need to undo. It's a lot like doing the spark plugs on one of these, where it looks like Toyota just intentionally put stuff in the way. Like things bend, where they could just be straight, but they bend to be in the way. I don't know what Toyota's deal is with the more modern stuff, but it seems like they're intentionally trying to make it more difficult. Like, why do you need a cover on the side of the transmission over the fill plug? Yep, there goes my wrench. We'll slide that down and out of there, and that's the fill plug, or the cover you're taking off. And then before I drain the fluid, I always make sure that I can open the fill plug, because I want to make sure that I'm able to put fluid back in before I take fluid out. And it is kind of straight up from this front transmission bolt. There's a 24mm plug, like 24mm socket that's up there. I've got that loose. So now we can come here to drain. And the drain plug is a 5mm hex, but first I'm going to get my drain pan ready. And I like to use a jug to measure what comes out because it makes the refill process easier. And this is a two-step process. I took the drain plug out. I'm going to let this drain some. And then there's a secondary riser in there that we're going to pull out through this hole to get more fluid out in just a second. Okay, so now we're down to a slow dribble, and we can put our 5mm hex up there. And we can pull this riser out, and that will let the rest of our fluid drain. Because we only got probably 2 quarts out before we pulled this guy. And I don't know how well you guys can see the color of that fluid, but it actually doesn't look as bad as a lot of them we see. You know, it's brown, but it's still got a little bit of a red hue to it. Not super burnt, doesn't smell bad. This truck has, I think, right around 130K on it. And we recommend doing a drain and fill like this every 60K. Like, Toyota lists this as a lifetime fluid, but everything is a lifetime fluid if it's meant to last until the part fails. And we see it, you know, starting to discolor, starting to get dirty around 60K. So that's where we recommend changing it. And I'm going to let this get down to a trickle, and then we'll put the riser and the drain plug back in. So we're down to just a barely dribble, so we can put this guy, the riser, back in here. And the torque spec on this is 7 inch-pounds. My baby torque wrench only goes down to 12. So we're just gonna barely give that anything to snug it up. And then we're gonna temporarily put the drain plug back in. We're gonna reuse the old gasket for now, because we're gonna pull this out in a little bit to check our fluid level, and we'll replace the gasket then. And the Toyota method of doing this is you put that riser plug back in, and then you put fluid in the fill plug until it trickles out of that riser. And then you put the fill plug in, and then you add like 2.7 quarts or something like that. I've had much better luck measuring it, and we got about 2.5 quarts out. And that's our full drain. So I'm gonna pump 3.5 quarts back in, which will get me an extra quart to circulate through with new fluid, and make sure that I get above the fill level. So when we bring it up to temperature, I know I've got more than enough in there to come back down to the proper level. Because a lot of times when I've done the Toyota method where you add, you know, a set amount of fluid, you don't come up to the overflow. So when you get it up to temperature, you check it and there's not enough to come out. So you have to pump more fluid in, wait for that to come up to temperature, and keep setting it. So I've had better luck measuring what comes out, adding a bit more when I pump it in, and then setting it. And then I'm not gonna show it on video, but we'll do this whole procedure twice to get more fresh fluid in here, because you can't get as much out of these as you did on the older trucks. But now I'm gonna go ahead and take my fill plug the rest of the way out. And sometimes these can be sticky to come out. They've got a rubber O-ring on them that likes to drag on the transmission case so they don't thread out finger tight. Come on. There we go. And then that's what the fill plug looks like that you're going for. And now we've got our adapter to thread into the side so we can pump this back in. And that is from this kit, and I will tag it in the video. But this will thread into our fill plug, or fill port rather. And then I've got fresh fluid loaded up in the corresponding Mighty Vac pump. And I really wish I could find a better source for the pumps, because this thing has the cheapest tubing and leaks like a sieve at every joint. There we go. So with my hose hooked on there, I'm just gonna pump in my 3.5 quarts of fresh WS. And there we're running out of fluid in the tank. So I'll let it squirt its last little bit in as it runs out of pressure. I'll unplug my hose. And then I'm gonna temporarily put my fill plug back in. Well, it'd help if I took the adapter out first. That's why I can't thread this in. I'm just gonna lightly snug that in there for now. I'm gonna go up top. I'm gonna start this, run it through all the gears, let it idle for a little bit to mix our new fluid in. And then I'm gonna repeat the steps up until this point. I'm gonna drain it again, pull that little overflow tube, let everything drain, and then fill it back up just like we did. And then I'm not gonna film that and make you watch everything twice, because that would be super boring. But then I'll bring you back when it's time to actually bring this up to temp and check the fluid level. So let me get that done and we'll be back. So we're starting to get close. We're at almost 106. Technically we could check the fill level now because it wants it between 102 and 115. But I like to shoot for the middle of that target, just to be a little bit closer. So I'm gonna let it get more to like 107, 108, 110, somewhere in there before I pull the fill plug. And sometimes it takes forever for these to get up to the right temperature. We always like to have people drop these off the day before we're gonna do them, like the evening before, so we can start with them cold in the morning. Because as long as it takes for them to heat up sometimes, waiting for them to cool down after being driven here for an hour can take even longer. But this is not a fast process. And there we go, 107.6. So I'm probably gonna go over here and check it because we're about in the middle of the range. So I'm gonna come under here, engine is still running. I'm gonna take my drain plug out. And that's good, we've got a trickle. And I'm gonna put a new gasket on my drain plug, but I'm gonna let that get down to a slow trickle first. And you also wanna keep an eye on your temperature as you're doing this, because sometimes it'll drain long enough that you go out of your range. I've only had that happen once, but keep an eye on it, because as the temperature is rising, the fluid's expanding and technically more will keep coming out. But usually it'll stop draining faster than it expands. And I don't know if you're gonna be able to see the color change, but it's more red now than it was before. There we go, we're starting to break up and get down to a trickle. And now that we've got barely anything trickling out, I will put the drain plug in. And that torques to 12 foot-pounds. There we go. I'm gonna go up top and I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna let it cool a little bit before I put all the accoutrements back on, because you've got to reach up next to this catalytic converter to put that cover. So I will be back in just a little bit. So now that everything's cooled down a bit, we can come up here and torque the fill plug, and that's going to get torqued to 29 foot-pounds. There we go. And then we can take our cover piece and slide it up there. And we're going to loosely start this bottom bolt and then put my two uppers in. There's like something in the way from every angle that just barely keeps you from being able to reach this top front one. There we go. And now all those are snugged up. And we can put our skid plate back on. And then we'll put the plastic one back in, and it's got two tabs up front here that go over top of the metal skid plate. Okay, so there's everything back together. I'm going to lower this down, take it for a test drive, just to double check that everything shifts and feels good, and we'll be all set. I'll pull it back in and just double check for leaks. I've never had one of these leak after doing fluids, but always double check. But anyway, hope you found that useful. If you did, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. And helps YouTube recommend us. And if you really want to help us out, check out the members only page. It helps us afford better camera equipment and stuff like that. And we release the videos there early before they go to the public channel. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one.